That
would have been nice. What up, everybody? How you doing?
What up? What
Good
up?
evening.
We are
Fantastic.
recording. It's a pleasant Tuesday evening here in PA. How about Wisconsin?
It's about 55 degrees. I could deal with 20 degrees more. Other than that, good.
All right, not too bad, not too bad.
Hey, it's snowing in Colorado. Had to, May baseball getting canceled. So could be worse.
It snowed Friday a little bit, so I feel it. I feel it.
What's the weather in Virginia like right now?
I'm still in the clothes that I was exercising in. So I mean, it was 85, almost 85 today.
Oh, nice,
No humidity
nice.
yet. No humidity. So it's actually pretty damn comfortable.
That's that's a good feel right there. What
Yeah.
about New York? What's your weather like in New York right now?
It was hot today. We're about to get a thunderstorm, but it was like 82 today and sunny. It was really nice.
Huh.
Jeez, you guys are
I
all
was today
spoiled.
years old when I knew that you lived in New York. I thought you were in Pittsburgh.
So
I wish.
I.
I would love to live in Pittsburgh, but
I'm
What
so
part of
glad
New
I
York
didn't
do
get
you
that
live
wrong.
in?
upstate New York.
Good Lord, even worse. What? Why?
It's the best.
Okay. Well, you just said you wish you were in Pittsburgh, so it can't be the
Yeah.
best.
No, I mean,
It's
I wish I was in
contradicting.
Pittsburgh because then I could go to Steeler games and Penguin games, but like I don't like it's not has nothing to do with where I live it being bad. It's just not Heinz
I mean-
Field down the road.
You like Buffalo, Syracuse, like upstate?
No, like Albany. Like I work 5 minutes outside the city of Albany.
All right.
Well, let's not
I mean,
leave
none of that
PA out, Mike.
information will ever be useful for me, but it is something new that I did learn today.
Same here. I totally thought Paddy was a PA guy.
Sure.
I'm surprised you didn't know
Patty,
that.
you have now stepped into my world where you will be abused for not rooting for your hometown teams.
That's why I have the Mets.
Oh, how's that working out for you?
They take enough abuse as it is. They cover all four sports.
You got to be closer to Boston than New York City.
No,
Okay.
probably like 210 to City Field from my house. Probably about 320
All right.
to Fenway from my house.
Mike, you enjoy the beautiful day in PA today?
No, I'm stuck in an office.
Fair. It was nice if you were able to get out. I wasn't either, but the one
That's a
time
pretty
that I
ugly
did for
office,
2
by the
minutes,
way.
it was nice.
Yeah, not my home office, but work.
Well, home office is pretty ugly.
Well, hey, let's talk some basketball. We got the first round of playoffs that ended just a few days ago. There were some really exciting games, surprising closeouts. Maybe not so surprising. I don't know. I want to hear you guys' take on that. But yeah, let's just get right into that. And Mr. Paul, would you lead us off tonight?
I shall. Well,
Thank you.
I got my favorite Knicks fan home with me yesterday. He came home from college. We didn't actually watch the game for 1 minute together. I was doing something else, and by that time, it was time to get together. Game was over. Game was essentially over. I was a little surprised at that game last night. I'll start with that one just because it's fresh. I mean, literally everything that could go right for the Knicks did. The Sixers, I think you wasted a game with Embiid. You're not going to have a bunch of games with him available for 20 minutes or so like this. I think they really, I mean, to me, that was like 2 losses. I don't think he's going to be able to make his full appearance for like 5 more straight games, which is the minimum they'll need to turn this around. I mean, I think I had him losing in 6, but good gracious, I don't even think the home court advantage can help the way that they are right now. And I've actually seen some good things for him. Like, the best thing I've seen about him is Paul George. I mean, I guess, them fixing the games by slipping the PEDs into his Kool-Aid prevented him from getting hurt for those 25 games. And he's all kinds of refreshed and has looked great in the first round. And even yesterday looked pretty darn good. I mean, without him, it probably would have been 100 to 50. So I was surprised, very surprised about the Nuggets game also, or excuse me, the Timberwolves. I say Nuggets because I kind of thought the Nuggets would be there. If you can't pull out a game 7 without two of the starters and a superstar NBA player, then you honestly don't need to be there. But it makes me feel better about my hire at North Carolina. That's for sure. Makes me think that Mike Malone wasn't the problem for the Nuggets, and he's still just a top coach. I'm hoping that translates. But the reality check and what people, I think, not were worried, but were possibly expecting from the Spurs is their immaturity in the playoffs, and that's just from not being there. And the Timberwolves have had a knack for turning it up in the playoffs. Like all of a sudden, Rudy Gobert looks as big and strong as Jalen Duren does, which he normally doesn't. He's been dead to me every time, ever since he wiped the microphones with basketball. But he looks like an absolute monster out there. I do think the Spurs are going to end up winning, but I don't know, it could be a series. And somehow, after his injury, was supposed to be weeks, came back in 9 days, looks absolutely unflawed. So at this point, with the second round and going ahead, I want as long of a series for every single series as I can. I want good competitive basketball now. I'm willing to watch and sit down and watch every one of these whenever they're on within my bedtime. And I'm looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, New York definitely grabbed their belt, that's for sure. Christy, why don't you go? What's your take on what's been happening?
Well, to take off a little bit of what Paul said, I mean, the end of the Sixers and Boston game, I mean, talk about no knees Embiid. Like I watched him get up, I think from like an inbounded ball, and like he could barely even get up or run. And I was like, well, there's no knees Embiid right there. Sorry, Paddy. I know that's like insult to injury with your Celtics. I'm not trying to do that, but I'm just proving the point that like Paul was saying, like, why did you play him right away game one, knowing how horrible he looked at the end of the game? Like, still pulled it out, still managed to walk off of the court. I don't know how he did by the way that he looked. It was horrible.
He took a direct shot in the midsection, right where his surgery was too at one point, like in mid-court, like off the ball. I think it was on a screen or something like that. I would have just taken the free T-shirt off like one of the chairs and just walked off and gone home. That would have been enough. I mean, like that's like that kidney punch or that liver shot that does a boxer in, something like that. Like where you're like, I can't imagine what that feels like.
Do you think that was dirty or unintentional?
I don't think it was dirty, but I don't know.
It didn't look clean either.
I know.
Yeah,
It's like a fine line on that one.
Yeah, every kind of screen or anything that anybody sets these days, it's like holding in the NFL. Everybody is guilty every single time. It's just how egregious is it and how the refs are gonna call it right then. But everybody sticks their arms, their knees, their leg out on every kind of screen. It caught him like right there, and I was like, that hurts so bad. Like
it knocked the breath out of me.
I thought I was gonna piss blood just from seeing that. Like that sounds terrible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's and again, Paddy, I thought the Celtics were going to come out of that one for sure, but I mean, I didn't have it going that way. Neither did ChatGPT, because I asked ChatGPT to sum up the second round, and it had the Celtics in the second round, and it also had the Nuggets in the second round. So apparently ChatGPT didn't expect Boston or Denver to lose. It's not as smart as what it thinks it is, but
I'm telling you, chat's wrong more than it's right.
I know it's crazy.
It'll lead you wrong. It will lead you wrong.
Paddy, to piggyback on what she said about the Celtics, I know that Jason Tatum obviously wasn't there in Game 7, and that affected it. Do you wish that he wasn't there in the previous games because of how they've worked without him?
No, I think that if he had only been back for like a week before the playoffs, then maybe I'd feel that way. But he was back for pretty much, 3 weeks, looking strong, averaging a double-double the whole time. He's very low, and even without Jason Tatum, that's very low on my blame list. So, Steve, I'd like you to title this segment, My Blame List, brought to you by Lotwin Hype Change. Use code TCCPod for 10% off your next order, and for those that you could buy a chain because you hate. Number 1, blame list, Mike Randler. Here's why. Go back to last week's pod. Every Eastern Conference matchup that he picked and said was over, lost. He said, "Oh, I think that the Celtics close it out, and the Nuggets come back, and the Lakers come back, and the Rockets come back, and this and that, and this and that." So you're number one, Randler, okay? Now that we're
I've
done
been
with
telling you guys for weeks to fade me.
Secondly, on to number two. I know that he was trying to shake things up, and I do not blame Joe Mazzulla, but what in the world was that starting lineup for Game 7? What in the world? I mean, you guys saw me freaking out in the chat. Like, why am I watching Luka Garza play? I know Vucevic was hurt, or not hurt, but like limited. I get it. But like, why am I watching Luka Garza play? I did say a few weeks ago that the Celtics problem was center, and then if they were going to get beat, it would be by a team that had a dominant center, and they ran into Embiid. So that's fine. And 3 on my blame list is, why are we passing the rock to these guys that continuously don't show up in the big moment? Like, fine, Baylor Shireman, take a couple shots in the beginning of the game. We're trying to get you going. You're in the starting lineup. But like, Ron Harper Jr., like, you're Hugo Gonzalez, like, what?
Yeah.
Jared Walsh,
the Hugo Gonzalez show was the one that got me
like
the most. I was like, why is he out there?
If you're
And
gonna
then,
die
like,
by
5 minutes
those
later,
things,
I'm like, why is he still out there?
if you're gonna die by those things, die by the hand of Jaylen Brown. I'm fine with Derek White missing the amount of shots that he missed, because if he's gonna be out, then fine. But the biggest thing that I would say is that, looking back on that game, obviously, like, you got to give the Sixers their flowers. So I'll say that from the beginning. Congrats. Great comeback. Like Paul talked about, Paul George being healthy was a huge thing. But looking back on that, my only knock on the whole game is, why didn't Peyton Pritchard touch the ball more? He absolutely killed the Sixers in the first 3-4 games. He's obviously your best bench scorer. You brought him off the bench for a reason, didn't start him for a reason. Like, I'm fine with White missing the amount of shots that he missed, but Pritchard should have been given just as many opportunities on the offensive end as he was.
Steve, are you going to edit out the Ron Harper Jr. slander, since his father was the 3rd greatest Bull of all time?
He's the 3rd greatest period of all time.
So that's that with as far as the Celtics go. I mean, for the rest of everything, I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I think it needs to be said out loud, and I'll be the one to say it. If this is going to be the Karl Anthony Towns that we get every game from now until the NBA Finals, the Knicks will go to the NBA Finals. They will come out of the East if this is the Karl Anthony Towns that we get. I'm not saying that it will be, but this is the Karl Anthony Towns that Knicks fans have been waiting for, the one that can take over the game, the one that plays at least sufficient defense. He's not a plus defender, but at least sufficient defense. And we'll see if that carries on. I still think the Pistons are probably the team that gives them the most trouble. But if the Pistons got to play a slobber knocker with Cleveland, and the Knicks are roll the Sixers because Embiid isn't healthy and they're rested, I find it hard to believe that they're not the team that comes out of the Eastern Conference at this point. But I hope they're not. But if this is the Karl Anthony Towns that we're getting, that's a scary thought.
Do you guys feel like you need to switch up your game style?
The Celtics, as far as their 3-point shooting?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But I think that the roster construction, if you're going to do it, either needs to tighten up or needs to be a little bit, switched around. Like, what I didn't understand about the starting lineup was, okay, like, you went down early, the Sixers by 11, you end up losing by 11. I'm not going to say that's all the starting lineup's fault, but again, back to like Luka Garza. Like, Luka Garza is more of a shooter than he is a defender as a big man. When you brought Neemias Queta in the game, he was offensive glass. He had probably one of his better offensive performances of the year. Like, the Celtics have been dying for that kind of center. Like, I know it's not going to happen, but I would mortgage a lot of picks for Bam Adebayo. I really would. Like, he's the type of guy that would fit right in on Boston. He rebounds well. He shoots well. Like, when they won their title, they were running the 4 guard. They were running, Holiday, White, Tatum, Brown with Porzingis. And, like, they need a reliable 5 to run the system that they run. The problem is, and again, you're going to live by the 3, you're going to die by the 3. 2 years ago, you won the title living by it. Last year, you lost the Knicks living by it, or dying by it. And then this year, you lost the Sixers dying by it. I don't think that it's a system problem because they've proved that they can win playing that style of ball. But I do think it needs to be tightened up. Like I said, like coming off the bench, like these young guys either have to shoot better or drive to the hoop. Like you can't be the guys in the starting lineup, I guess is my point, is like Tatum is going to take X amount of shots. Brown is going to take X amount of shots. White is going to take X amount of shots. Pritchard should be the fourth guy taking X amount of shots. And then after that, you better be a 40% shooter or higher to be on the Celtics, period. Unless you're going to be some phenomenal defender and that's going to be your role. Like, you can't afford to have guys in the style that the Celtics play. You can't afford to have guys that have a bad night on top of the starters having a bad night. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Like, you cannot afford in the system that they run to have guys that come off the bench and then, don't. And again, Baylor Scheinman's a 3-point specialist, and I'm okay with him, but I would have to look. I know he at least missed 3 or 4 in that game. Like, you can't go, even if he's just 2 of 4, now that's a 3-point game or a 4-point game at the end of the game. Like things like Paul was talking about, Hugo Gonzalez. I know he at least took 2, if not 3. I know Walsh took at least 2, if not 3. Like, those guys coming off the bench in this system need to be a 40% clip in order for the system to work. So to me, I think that I trust Brad Stevens enough to retool that bench or find guys that fit. I don't think this is a blow up Brown, blow up Tatum situation. I don't think that's going to happen unless Jaylen Brown says, I feel disrespected after being, I'm assuming he's going to finish top 5 in the MVP voting, I would think, with the year he had without Tatum. So unless he says, hey, I feel disrespected and I want to get paid more than Jason Tatum and go somewhere else, that would be the only reason I say you blow up the system, but I don't see that happening.
So I was going to ask you, Paddy, because you kind of touched on it a little bit. Like, do you think the strength of your bench is where it needs to be, that these guys could just work harder and be there? Or do you feel like you need to make some moves and change out your bench?
I think it could be a mix of both. Like again, like Hugo's 19, Sharman's got to be under 25. Like, there are guys that have that potential, but it's also like, if you can bring in a veteran with that shoots better. Like, again, I'm just throwing this name out there. I have no idea if he's available or anything like that. But like, in my head, I think of somebody like Bohan or Bogdanovich that just like can come off the bench, what they're going to give you, or like an Alec Burks, not a great basketball player, but when he comes in the game, he's going to, shoot 38 to 42% from 3 when he gets the minutes he goes. Now, I think they might need a little bit more veteran presence off the bench, and I think that's where they missed Drew Holiday this year. Like I think that's where Drew Holiday hurt, because Drew Holiday would stay on the floor with some of these younger guys and kind of take the ball up the court, whereas now it's Pritchard doing that or White doing that, which is okay to me. But like, again, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's a go out and get guys, but it has to be a retool. It might be some combination of saying, hey, these guys come back and these guys don't. Like, the Vucevic trade was the right idea. He's the kind of guy that fits that mold. But at the end, obviously, you didn't use him, or he wasn't healthy enough to use him in the way that you wanted to. So, and I will be the first to admit, I'm not always positive on people's contract situations. We could have another year of control for Vucevic, and that could be something that we're looking into, him being fully healthy next year. Like, I know that all I know is that they have Pritchard, White, Brown, Tatum under control, and that's kind of what matters to me. And I trust Brad Stevens enough as a GM to fill out the rest after that.
So I've been accused of having selective hearing, but what I heard from you through that rant was that you were one Al Horford away from winning Game 7.
I will only say yes because Al Horford is Joel Embiid's daddy. That's all I'll say yes to, because the Sixers can have this one. But if you look up Al Horford's record against Embiid in his career, he's like 16-4 or something like that, 18-4. He owns him, and that type of player definitely would have helped. But kudos to you, Philly. You guys got us this time. Hopefully, I'll trust in Brad Stevens, and the Celtics, are back ready with a full year of Tatum next year. I wonder how anyone else feels. Like, you don't feel like they should have played him, right? Like, I feel that way, but I know there's some Celtics fans that feel differently.
They said, I didn't think he should come back at all this whole year. I was worried that you were going to repeat of what he just did, and maybe even the other one, just by overdoing the rehab. And favoring the weak one that he would tear up the other one or tear up something else in the other leg or knee.
I
I'm
was
gonna go
I
on
was
before you
actually going
got
to
you
go
there.
the opposite of Paul. I did not hear you say anything about flopping being an excuse for losing. I was going to commend you on that, actually.
Well played.
No.
Although I can tell you, Dr. James Naismith, that was not in his book of rules for basketball. There is no such thing as a charge, and there is no flopping. That's not a basketball play. Duke invented that, and that's why they all should burn.
No, I mean, I'm excited. I think that if I was investing in a capital gains of the NBA right now, I'm still probably heavy OKC. I guess I just don't. I don't see a way. And I mean, obviously, I'd be very happy if LeBron were to win this series and the Lakers were to win the series. I think that would be, great. I don't think it's happening, Paul. So you can quit shaking your head. But I think OKC is just. This seems like, hey, if the Wolves, especially if the Wolves take the Spurs 6 or 7 and OKC takes the Lakers to the woodshed in 4 or 5 and they get an extra 5 days rest, that just seems like a recipe for them to kind of walk into the finals. But we'll see.
Well, let's kick it over to Mike. Mike, you are leading the competition because of your picks and selections, but your picks to end out the first round of playoffs did not pan out so well. I feel like you got too many of them right.
Well,
What was your thoughts on what happened?
I'm gonna save my blame list for the second half.
Okay.
All right. We'll get into my blame list, but I will say that after recent events and somebody trying to steal a championship from me here in the internal competition, I take immense pride in being number one on Paddy's blame list and having any part in preventing the Celtics from winning a championship. That is only fair. As far as my picks, I did get the Cavs right. I would have had the Magic right had Franz Wagner not gotten hurt when they were up 3-1 and then lost 3 consecutive games without him. He's a very important part of that team. They are not that deep, and
I would have won the
they need
Powerball
their
if I had a
3
few extra of the
stars.
numbers that came out, but unfortunately, I only had none of them.
Do you disagree with that, Patty?
No,
Do you
I
think
agree
they
with
wouldn't
you.
have won one of those 3 games
I agree
if
with you. I
Wagner
just,
hadn't gotten hurt?
No. I love Franz, and he definitely brings a different element to that team. So I agree with you for sure.
The T-Wolves, I mean, like, how? Like, how?
JD
How did the
McDaniels.
T-Wolves win that last game against the Nuggets? Like, nobody predicted that. So if you predicted that one, anybody, clap to you. My picks weren't that far off, I feel like, even though Patty destroyed me there. So the one surprising team to me is the Sixers right now. I don't know how you beat Boston in 7 and then lose by 40 to the Knicks. I mean, I know Embiid is out of gas and the whole team looked like they were out of gas, but Boston's better than the Knicks. I just don't know how you go from one extreme to the other like that. The other series, I don't think anything other than last night, the T-Wolves again beating the Spurs, man. I mean, I know Ant came back, but he was pretty limited. I don't even think he came into the game until well into the first quarter.
18 minutes, I think he played.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly not full go right now, and that's a tough team, man, to keep winning the way they're winning right now.
For sure, dude.
Does anybody else have anything related to the games that happened in the last week?
Yeah, I got something to share. It's for Paddy, since he just thinks that I hate on LeBron so much.
Oh boy.
Is it a St. Vincent LeBron jersey?
No,
It's a
well,
Hornet
actually,
style.
no. But since you were talking about cards and things, I do actually have my own little game-used jersey, LeBron
Oh, that's awesome.
thingamabob here that I've collected over the years and hang on the wall. It's kind of behind a door, we'll say that though. So it is where it is. It does have a little bit of
I always
fame.
knew you were a closeted LeBron fan.
Only for capital gains, my friend. Only for capital gains.
That's pretty cool.
That's awesome, Paul.
Wait, let's wrap it up here for the first half. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll make our selections for the second round of the playoff and hear what Mike has to say with his list of complaints. What up, everybody? The Beard is here. Hey, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, the law offices of William P. Harrington. Credit card litigation, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, estate planning, estate administration, guardianships, they do it all. As a member, listener, follower, supporter of our network, they are offering you a 15% discount on these services. So if you are in the Pennsylvania or New Jersey area, schedule your free consultation today.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
Welcome back to the second half. We are going to announce the selections from everybody on their picks for the playoff for round 2. Obviously, the game's already started, so you guys all submitted your picks in the chat prior to the game starting. So if you can just let everybody know who you picked, we'll take it from there. And Paul, let's start with you again.
So my picks, I have Spurs winning in 5 and the Sixers losing in 6. Although if it's possible, it looks like they may lose in 3.
Paddy, do you want to go second?
Yeah, I have the Thunder winning in 5 and the Cavaliers losing to the Pistons in 5.
Those are
Okay.
interesting picks since you want the Lakers to win.
I didn't say I want the Lakers to win. I just think it would be really cool if they win.
Sounds like the same thing.
Semantics.
Christy?
I have the Thunder winning in 6 and the 76ers losing in 6.
Okay. No sweeps so far.
No.
Mr. Mike?
I'll take the first sweep. I had the Lakers losing in 4 to the Thunder on the
There we
sweep.
go.
And I lost my other sweep. I had another sweep. I had the Spurs winning in 4, which I think the Spurs are still live, but my 4 is not live anymore after them losing to the T-Wolves last night.
Okay. Yeah, Mike was the only person to get the bonus game point for the first round. So
Eat it, Paddy.
See if he can do it again.
Yep, wait
All
till we
right.
rig it against you in about 5 seconds.
Yeah, so Patty's going to go ahead and announce this, whatever we're calling it.
What we're going to do here, folks,
Calling
is
it the cheat
we're
Mike
calling
Randler
it
out of
the
another
anti-Mike
championship.
Randler. The
Late
anti-Mike
season
Randler
edition.
point. So anyways, what we're going to do is make things a little bit more interesting, make our picks a little bit more interesting is we're going to spin the wheel. It's going to be a single player only. We're going to pick that category. Let's say it's points. We're going to pick an individual player. We'll go in reverse order of standing. So Mike will get to pick last, which is the fairest to him. And yeah, I guess so. We're going to pick an individual player. And if that player is the leader for that category
Or a
out of
team
all
total.
of our picks, or team total, I guess, which, whatever, then you get a bonus point. And then you can no longer use that player or team total. So, for instance, let's say it's points and it's team total, and Mike picks the Thunder. He thinks they're going to be the highest scoring team in the round. He can no longer pick them in rounds 3 and 4 when we do this as well. Same goes for individual players.
Okay. Think it makes
The
sense
end.
enough.
Mike Randler sucks.
We ready to spin this thing? Let's do it.
Paddy cheats.
And we're only spinning this once, right?
Yep.
All right.
Single player. I told you, Mike.
Turnovers, single
Turnovers,
player.
of course.
That's going to be interesting. So
So hold
Who
on.
you-
We're all trying to guess somebody that has 0 turnovers.
Yeah, this is probably the worst category that could have came
I'm going
up.
to say the guy on the bench
I love
that
it.
doesn't play.
I love it. Yeah, same.
I think we should respin. That's what I'm saying. But
I'm
No,
going
this is
Hugo,
what Paddy
Hugo
wanted. So
Gonzalez.
I'm
Hugo
going with
Gonzalez.
Mikal Bridges. He had 0 in game 1. Point for me. Thank you. Let's move it on to week 2.
all right, this is canceled. Bye. No, I mean we can keep going with categories, I guess, but I think we should maybe pick at somebody in the starting 5. Would that does that sound like a good parameters
I'd
for
pick
people?
somebody in the starting 5. I'm good with that. Mikal
All
Bridges.
right. I thought you were picking 4th.
You guys can copy me if you want a point.
Okay, you don't think he's gonna have a turnover the whole series?
Oh, I thought it was single game.
Mm.
Yeah, you said
no,
any,
how'd you
any
know?
game
Change
from the
the
series.
One more time.
Mike, it's for the whole series. It is single game, but for the whole series.
Yeah.
So
So, in my single game for the whole series, I got 0.
All right, this is canceled. This pod's brought to you by This Day in Philly Sports by Jim Montgomery. See everybody later.
Paddy, how many apples do they have? That's what
Johnny
I want
has no apples at this point. Johnny is broke, and he's raging against the system that is Mike Randler right now.
Oh man.
I no longer have a blame list. My only blame list is my iPad, which is under 10%. So I'm frozen. I can't see you guys.
We can hear
my,
you.
My audio is working good, but I don't know if I'm actually on camera myself.
Well, this was a good idea, and then they had to come up with turnovers. I should have said that before, but that's what I get for trying to cheat the system. So
Yeah, we really should turn over and try another category.
I think we should spin again. Spin
No,
again.
I don't think we
Spin
should. We
again.
did spin. We did exactly what everybody wanted, and this is what you get.
All right, everyone here that wants to spin again, raise your hand. Okay, we can't see mics.
Yeah. No.
So
All right.
there we
Hands
go.
only, no
3-0.
No audio votes. Hands only.
All right. Let me see here. Hold on. Give me a second.
Replace turnovers with TIR.
All right. You guys see the screen?
Yay.
No.
Fair enough. Dude,
Single player again.
I said
It's meant to be.
change
I knew it was gonna
turnovers to
happen.
TIR.
I mean, what are the astronomical chances that it comes up a third time? I mean, that's very much like lottery-ish odds if this comes up a third time again. That's all I'm saying.
You don't know this wheel enough. Better ask Paul.
Oh, it's
I
gonna be team
removed it.
total
It's
now.
still going to turn on it. There we go. 3-pointers.
Okay. Team
So
total
that mean there's a
3-pointer.
team that you can't pick again if there's a team category for 3
Yes, correct, Paul. You could pick a
Um,
player if we ended up having a single player category, but a team category you couldn't pick them again.
Patty, I will like to let you know that I would have taken the Celtics.
Well, that would have been a good pick, but they're dead, and I'm dead inside. So we have that. Mike, would you still like to pick first? Oh, Mike doesn't even get to pick this bonus point now because he's boycotting us.
I'm
Thank
here.
All right. I'll take. Am I lowest on the standings? I guess so. I'll go first, or no? Would you like to go
Oh.
first, Michael, or no?
The guy, you're kidding me. The guy who wants to add extra points is in last place. You don't say.
You know what?
Shut up, Mike.
Nope, he doesn't even deserve that. He just deserves it's Teacher Appreciation Week, and you should really. I can't even say the word. I can't afford to lose points at this point, but it rhymes with. So you can X me on that, Steve. That's okay. I
He's
will
thinking
pick.
about it.
I'm trying to connect the syllables.
Yeah, just Google it. Might have to Google that one.
It's only one hand clap. Schmuck.
You know what? Because I think that they'll need it to win any game this series. I will take
Sixers.
the Lakers for the
that.
3-point category. Chrissy or Paul?
I'm gonna take the Thunder for this one.
I'll take the Knicks.
Michael?
Double down on the Knicks.
Okay, there you have it, folks. Those are our picks for team total 3-pointers round 2.
Well, that went well.
They did.
Surprisingly, after it looked like it was put together.
Consider that
on
going
the
well,
fly.
having to spin 3 times and being I feel like the context is right here, being a S show.
Yeah, I think that's the cue for us to get on out here for this one. But we'll have plenty of great games to watch from now until next week. I'll see some of you guys at 8:30 for the all members recording. Everybody else, talk to you in the chat. See you guys on the pod.
Shut up,
Mike, I
Chris.
love you. I wanted that to be on air before we ended. I love you.
Yeah.